But I don't know how she expects to kick my ass, as she keeps saying. Good morning, folks, and happy Tuesday. I can't lie to y'all, I'm feeling a bit zapped today. We stayed up entirely too late last night trying to catch some dubs, in which we should have just hit the hay. But we did get out of the house in adequate enough time to go knock out a pretty good lift. So I guess let's go do just that. Go get stronger today than we were yesterday. Maybe that'll get our brain juices flowing a bit. Get us ready to go get better today than we were yesterday. Ready to go attack this day. So, let's get to it. Alrighty, folks, we have made it to the gym to knock out our lift to get stronger today than we were yesterday. Let's fight that urge to want to crawl back in bed and hit the hay, because I'm freaking exhausted. I'm pretty sure once we get moving, we'll feel pretty good. That's traditionally how it goes, so let's go do that. Let's go get freaking moving, folks. Well, just as I suspected, we are definitely feeling more alert now than when we walked into the gym. Now let's just hope we don't crash by the time we get to the gym. Well, folks, we have made it to the gym to get better today than we were yesterday. And bad news, we indeed crash. I'm freaking exhausted. I'd love to lean this seat back, but that is just not an option. We must go in here and get better today than we were yesterday. So let's go get it, folks. Well, after dragging us to get into the gym, it was a pretty great day. We're ending up getting out of here later than I wanted to, but it is what it is. We should still make it home in enough time to get us a little nap in, and then get back up to head back out here to get better today than we were yesterday, yet again. So I guess let's start grubbing down on our lunch, start heading home, because JB's decided she's gonna ride with me again. She's gonna go get her jiujitsu on again. So I guess let's get our butts home, pick up JB, or get our butts home, take us a nap, get JB into the car so that we can go get better today than we were yesterday. Part 2. But I just find it crazy if you ignore that little voice in your head that's telling you, oh, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I don't want to get up, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Some of those days are some of the best freaking days. Like today was one of the better training days that I've had in a long time. And I didn't want to come today. I'm just being real with you. I really wanted to lean my seat back when I got here and just take me a nap. That's not what we did. We went and got better today than we were yesterday, and we redlined our body multiple times. And it felt great. But let's stop yapping and hit the road, folks. Folks, we have made it home. Let's run inside and get us a little reset in for the second part of our day. But before we run inside, folks, literally every religion speaks of this. They speak of struggling and suffering, growing you a whole lot more than peace and comfort. So, on those days that you're questioning whether or not you should get up and get after it, oh, I'm just beat down today, I'm struggling today, blah, 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 this and that. The inner thoughts you have with yourself, the inner conversation you have with yourself. You got to shut that voice off and just go. Because I promise you, that day that you struggled the most, you're going to be able to take so much more out of it than that day that you had peace and comfort throughout the whole day. You know what I mean? I'm not saying stay up for 3 days and then go try to work out. No, that's not what I'm saying. But eventually a day will come where you're like, oh, I'm freaking tired. and I don't want to go do this today. And on that day, that's the day where you get up and you go get it done, no matter what. Why? Because that's the day you're going to get the most growth. I mean, it's not spoken about in literally every religion for no reason whatsoever. So, ignore that little voice in your head and just go, folks. Just go. Just go and grow. But let's get inside and get a little reset in so that we are ready for part 2 of getting better today than we were yesterday, folks. Well, folks, our little reset ended up turning into a big old fat nap. It was a great fat nap. But now we have got to hit the road and hope that we are not going to be late to practice, because JB took her own sweet time getting out the door. Okay, it was me taking my own sweet time to get out the door, but we are out the door, and that's all that really matters, right? So, let's go get better today than we were yesterday, and then send JB next door for her second day of jiujitsu. But I don't know how she expects to kick my ass, as she keeps saying, if she's scared to go next door by her freaking self. Well, we're pulling in literally right on time, so let's run in here and get better today than we were yesterday, folks, and let JB wander on her own into the great world of jiu-jitsu, folks. Alrighty, one practice complete, on to the next, then into a shower, and then to the house we go. Alrighty, the night of training complete. Let's get our butts to the car and see how JB's second day of jiu-jitsu went, folks. So before I could ask JB how her second day of jiu-jitsu went, she slams on the brakes and goes, "Oh my God, what is that?" And I tried to get a video of it for y'all, but there was a bunch of little freaking dots lined up. And I would say they were starlights, but they were moving. And then they disappeared. Like, folks, they're gone. Like, completely gone. I have no idea what those were. We thought they may have been stars, but stars, I don't know if they line up like that. I don't know what they were, but they were in a line in the sky. And now they're gone. And I couldn't get them on camera for y'all. So now you're just gonna think we're a bunch of whack jobs. But, JB, how'd your second day of jiu-jitsu went?
Great.
She says great. Just great. What did you learn? Armbar. It doesn't sound like it went great. Did it go great?
I did.
Okay. Now it sounds like it did. She thinks we're going crazy because we just seen some random lights in the sky. I don't know where they went, bro. We pulled over and everything to get a video for y'all, and then as I'm putting my phone up in the sky trying to get it, they freaking disappeared. Strange. The aliens are coming for us. I don't think they're the aliens. It's probably like a satellite or some scientifical
SpaceX.
starlight.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what I thought they were. But they definitely were moving, and they definitely just disappeared on us, and they're not there anymore. It was a cool sight. Still don't know what they were. It's probably a scientifical reason behind it. There's always a scientifical explanation behind things. I mean, not always, but with things like that, there traditionally is. And if they're not, then that's cool. We just seen the aliens. If we see a big boom in the sky later, we know what it is. The aliens. But let's get home, folks, so that we can grub down and get our butts in bed. Because today was a rough day. Not that like practice was hard or anything. It was just like a struggle to get there both times. Freaking both times I was struggling. But like I said earlier today, folks, you grow so much more in struggle than you do in comfort. So all I can say is we did a lot of growing today. Well, now I just feel like a dum-dum. It's not called Starlight. It's called Starlink. Starlight's the freaking hero on The Boys, I'm pretty sure. Neck yourself. But yeah, that was That was quite obscure. That was strange. But I think it was Starlight. We're calling it Starlight nowadays, folks. But let's get home. Well, we have made it home, folks. Let's get our butts inside and cook some dinner and call it a freaking night. But before I call it a night, you know, like we were talking about earlier, every religion talks about it. During a time of struggle is when you learn the most about yourself, when you grow the most. If you give up during the struggle, you'll never know what could have come out of it. You know what I mean? I have learned so much through struggles, through heartaches, through heartbreaks, through loss. Let's use fighting, for example. If you go in and you just win every fight because of... You just win every fight. Let's just say you win every fight, right? Are you ever going to really learn anything? I mean, genuinely? Like, yeah, you could learn and practice, but I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I have learned so much more through losses. I've turned losses into lessons so many times in my life. It doesn't even have to just be fighting. It could be the loss of my brother. We talked about the loss of my uncle last week. I learned a lot in those times. I learned that time is very, very short. I learned with my uncle that you can die literally doing anything. Doing anything. He worked in the same business for 30, 40 years. I think it was like 30 years. 30 years, needless to say. And then one mistake happened and he's no longer with us. So, I guess one thing you can learn from that is what I learned from it. Do what you love to do. Do what you love to freaking do. Why? Because you could your time could be over from literally anything in life. Like anything. You could get in the car and pull out of your driveway and someone be flying down the road that you just happen to not see. And you get creamed. And you cease to exist. It doesn't mean live life in fear, looking over your shoulder left and right. No. It honestly makes life that much more special. That you never really know when that last minute is up. You never know. So if you're struggling with something, folks, keep pushing through. Keep persevering. Yeah, you want to live a happy life. Yes, you do. That's ultimately the goal. But if you can manufacture struggle, like going to the gym, you'll find a sense of peace that you won't find anywhere else. If you make it through the struggle, you come through the other side of that struggle, I promise you, you will have so many lessons that you can teach, that you can learn from, that you can take to give to another generation. And honestly, I think that's much more fulfilling than living a easy life, going and doing your 9 to 5, then coming home and having hours to do whatever the heck you want to do. You know, I think that persevering and pushing through a struggle is what brings true peace. Because I don't think people who have never had to struggle have true peace, have true freedom. I think it's something that they manufacture in their head. I don't think they ever understand what true peace, true freedom is. I think they just go through the motions, go through life, and it just is what it is. I don't think they ever give a second thought. I don't think they ever do any deep thinking. I don't think they ever truly find out who they are as a human. So, struggle is kind of put into place to grow you, to teach you who you are, to let you learn, to find true peace, you know? That's just me. I have found so much peace by making it to the other end of that tunnel where the light is. And then another struggle comes through and we got to hunker down and make it through. Let's use today, for example. I think I grew a lot today by just going to practice and making it through the struggle of, I don't want to get up today. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I'm tired. I'd like to just and go to sleep. But that's not what we did. We pushed through and we persevered, and it ended up being a great practice. I ended up having enough energy to make it through, to redline our bodies, to go hard. But it was a struggle. And I think I learned a lot from that struggle today. Like, the things that I can do if I just go and do it. Just go and do it. So I guess the gist of all of this that I'm trying to get out is, don't always avoid struggles. Yeah, you want to always take the route of least resistance, but sometimes that path of most resistance is the one that you may need to take. It may be the one that is chosen for you. It may be the one that allows you to grow the most. Does that make sense? Life isn't sunshines and rainbows, as freaking Rocky said. You gotta pick your freaking butt up from your bootstraps and make it through the day. Like Rocky also said, cowards make excuses. I can't do this, I can't do that, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. And that's just not who y'all are. That's not who we are. It's not who I am. That's not the people that I try to associate with. I think the people who can make it through their struggles, they have real lessons they can teach people. And not just like 1 + 1 = 2, but like introspective views of life. And I think that's the true meaning of peace, is understanding how to get through a struggle. Because if you know how to get through a struggle, you can get through anything. Then you fear nothing. Then you live without a care. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. That's just my personal opinion. I believe so often people try to avoid struggles, like avoiding the gym, like avoiding that difficult conversation with people. And I think sometimes you need to go have those conversations. You need to go to the gym and put your body through some stress. Not only is it good for your health, but it's also good for the mental health too. So I guess with that being said, folks, stop avoiding struggles. Stop doing it. Don't do it. Yeah, a route of least resistance is what you want to take a lot of times, but sometimes it's not always the right route. The route of least resistance for me would be living a normal life. Going to get that 9 to 5 and work, come home, play video games, indulge in some substances, and go to bed. But that's not what we do. We wake up every day and manufacture a struggle so that when real struggle happens, we're ready for it. Because struggle is honestly unavoidable, like we talked about. Your time could tick away at any time. The ones you love's time could be gone at any time. So, yeah, you're going to see struggles. And I promise you, the struggles that you get in the gym are a whole lot easier than those struggles that you're going to face in life. Like loss. So, let's get inside, folks. Let's make some dinner so that JB can shower, because we're all nice and clean. She refuses to use the shower in the gym. But on the way home, we kind of talked about her class, and she was like, yeah, I really enjoyed it, except this one guy, he like kind of didn't want to let me drill. He was like almost sort of fighting it. And I was like, did he at least help you? Kinda. I don't know. Aren't you supposed to like give a little resistance during drilling? I'm like, not really. You don't want to be a fish, but you also don't want to be a stone. There's like a perfect medium right there. But yeah, you want to let people be able to do the move. And she's like, oh. Like, he was not letting me straighten out his arm. He was not about to let that happen. I was like, some people just need to let their egos go. It's because you're a lady, JB. Some people have big egos. Let your ego go. That struggle that we just talked about, it'll allow you to let that ego go. Going through struggles will dissolve the ego. So, let's stop yapping and get inside, grub down, and maybe we can play like 30, 40 minutes of some games. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I have no idea. But I guess we'll find out, see how long it takes me to cook, how long it takes us to eat, how long it takes us to clean up, and we'll decide then. Well, till next time, folks, good night, and BillyGoat loves you.